Hi, welcome to Whole Home Revival. My name is Stasia, and I'm so glad you're here. Grab a cup of tea and stay a little while. Today, I'll be sharing with you some time in the kitchen after church on a Sunday morning. We just got home, and it was time to get the chicken out of the fridge that was marinating and get it in the oven. And Bonnie, of course, was using the floor as his dance floor back there. So I hope you join me today in this cozy day in my kitchen. This recipe that I'm making on this day is called Greek chicken bowls, and it's from my friend Angelina, and you can find her over on Instagram at the family table. And this recipe today that we're having for lunch after church is a salad and Greek chicken combo that you make into a bowl. Whenever we leave the house, I feel like I have to pack a suitcase. But on Sundays, we attend Sunday school and church, so we're there for quite a while. So I always pack Giovanni something to drink. And of course, I have my Bible. That tote bag that you saw is a long handled tote bag from Land's End and very affordable and sturdy. I use it to fill so many things, like when we go to the tutor, I put all his items in there. For a car road trip, we can put things in there. It is huge and it fits so many items, and it has pockets on the inside and the out. It's time to make the Israeli salad while the chicken is baking. This salad, just thinking about it, makes my mouth water. It is so delicious. It's cucumbers, cherry tomatoes. I use banana peppers, a red onion, parsley, lemon juice, olive oil, and salt, and it is divine. I swear, so delicious. And pair it with the baked chicken and some rice, and it makes a perfect lunch or dinner. I have some very exciting news. Well, exciting for me. We are replacing the kitchen floor. I have been looking forward to this for quite a while. We've been here for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years this summer. And I found an inspiration photo from Erin of Hometown, the TV show, and I just loved it. So we're going to be doing like a neutral cream and tan checkerboard floor in the kitchen. My husband and my father-in-law are actually going to install it, and I cannot wait to show it off to you guys. Do you ever look at other people's homes on Instagram or Pinterest or even here on YouTube and think, why can't my home look like that? Or my home isn't beautiful like that? I really do believe that you can make any space beautiful. I was a renter for most of my adult life, and I made it beautiful even though I was renting and it wasn't my permanent home. My mom and dad did not have much money when we were growing up, but my mom always made our house a home, and she always spent time making it a home. And I don't think you need to have a lot of money. I just think you need to have a little bit of time and patience, and you really can make your home beautiful. I say that because you may look at my kitchen and think it's so beautiful, and I agree, it is so beautiful. But I've been dreaming about this kitchen for years. I mean, years. And so it's not something that I just snapped my fingers and it happened. We had to save money. We had to make sacrifices. We had to wait. And my husband spent a lot of time and energy, sweat equity, painting those cabinets. It was a big job. So I just want you to know, like, you can make your home beautiful. You do not have to own a home. You do not have to have a home. You could be in an apartment. I was in an apartment for many years, but you can still make it a welcoming space to welcome yourself and your loved ones home. I personally know that feeling where you move into a new space and you just want to have it completely decorated. But I have found living in this home for almost 5 years now that it does take time. To find the pieces that you want in your home. It takes time to curate what you're looking for. And what I thought I wanted in this home when we moved here almost 5 years ago, and what I ended up needing and wanting were a little different. So I think it's good to give it time. Also, with the patience, it's just looking at Facebook Marketplace or thrifting. If you saw my video last time, that bed that I thrifted for $50 for our spare room, I've been looking for a long time. It just took years. But if you're willing to wait it out, you can find those steals like that. And it's so exciting when it finally happens. One of the biggest compliments I can receive and that I've received is that my home is welcoming and homey. We had one of Julian's coworkers here last year to help him with something with his car. And when Julian went to work on Monday, his coworker said, "Your home is just so homey and welcoming." And for a single guy who was like, I don't know, in his early 30s to say that, it really made my day. And I think it's important. People are weary, they're tired, and they need a place to feel restful, especially Julian and Giovanni, but also our loved ones. And I like that I can create a home and an atmosphere where people want to be here and spend time here. It warms my heart. I love hosting. I had friends over twice this week, and it's just nice to have the house full of laughter and welcoming. And that's the purpose of this, is to be with people. Us on our screens constantly is not where it's at, I promise. And so putting your phone down, connecting with people, making your home a sanctuary that you and others want to be in, it's so worth the investment. When I was in my mid-20s, I was in a college-age ministry group at church, and it was such a fun group. We're talking like 20 years ago. And I, at that time, had a townhouse, and it was the height of The Office. We all loved The Office. I still love The Office. And I would host the new episode every week at my home. And so we would either throw in for pizzas, or I'd make a big pot of spaghetti. And it was humble beginnings of hosting, but it was so much fun, and they're such fond memories. I know I've said it before, but it's worth mentioning again. Buying in bulk is so budget friendly. It is one of those things where if you can put a little bit of money ahead of time to buy it in bigger bulk portions, it saves time, less runs to the store, and so much money. If I were to buy a single bottle of olive oil, it probably would cost me $10 to $12. That huge tin thing of olive oil cost me $24. One, it's not in plastic, which I love. Two, it's in my basement, and whenever I need a refill, I just fill it back up. And it is so worth the time and money if you can make it work in your budget. Speaking of waiting about things that you've wanted for years and years and years, you probably don't know my full story, but I'll give you a very little snippet of it. Is I did not meet Julian until I was nearly 35, and we got married when I was 37, and I had Giovanni a week before I turned 39. Neither of us had been married or had children before, and I can tell you that I was losing out on hope that it would ever happen for me. I wasn't successful in dating, and it was hard. And so it was one of those things where I am just so thankful for the life that God has given me that I've desired for so long. My husband is such a wonderful person. Our marriage is not perfect. There are hard times, of course, like anyone's marriage, but I am so thankful for him. He's such a great father, and my son is such a sweet, sweet blessing. I was told my whole life I would never have children, and that's a whole nother story to go, but he is an answered prayer. When I have downtime in the kitchen while I'm waiting for something to cook or bake, I like to keep busy because, well, I don't like to waste time. I try to be as productive as I can. So here I'm refilling my taco and chili seasonings. I like to do this in a bulk batch. So usually I make enough for 8 dinners or lunches of tacos and chili. so it lasts me quite a while, and I'm not pulling out all of these spices each time I make tacos or chili. So I'll make sure to put those recipes in the description box. But this is healthy because I know exactly what's in it. It's more affordable, and it's super easy to throw together. Back to bulk buying, I did a quick comparison of just chili powder alone. So a 1 pound or 16-ounce bag of a high-end chili powder on Amazon right now is $12.52. So if I'm doing the math correctly, that's about 78 cents an ounce. If you can get the same brand but in just the jar of chili powder, between $6 and $7, and then we're looking at like $3 to $4 an ounce. So that is such a large savings that if you do have that money up front, it's so worthwhile. And usually when I order spices, either through Sam's Club or on Amazon, they last 2 to 3 years. So you don't have to worry about them expiring in the next few months. You have quite a bit of time before they expire. And I know you're probably wondering how I store all those bulk spices, and I do have those large glass jars that you can see. I was gifted boxes of these vintage French jars and two different sizes, and so it's been a real blessing to have those. But before I was given those, I would save all of my glass jars from grocery shopping, so spaghetti sauce, pickle jars, jam jars, and I would ask my mom and my friends at church to do the same. And so I did a lot of storing of this type of thing, spices and herbs, and also just storing in the freezer in those secondhand jars, and they work just as fine. Before I quit my job to be home full time, I did not enjoy cooking, and I probably had 3 or 4 meals that were constantly on rotation. It was the joke of the family, truly. Like my father-in-law asked me for oregano one time when he was over making, I believe, pizzas, and I was like, oregano? No, I don't have oregano. And so now I probably have like 20 or 25 different spices in bulk in my basement, but things have just changed. When I was working full time, I didn't have the time or energy to find joy in cooking. But now that I'm home full time, I definitely do, and I find a lot of joy and beauty in cooking. I mean, anyone who says that the food isn't art is a liar, because it is absolutely beautiful. So I have to say, like, give it time. If you don't enjoy cooking, give it time. Maybe you work full time and you can just do it on the weekends, but I do think that you can find joy in cooking. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The KitchenAid mixer is more than just for baking, and I use it for anything I can. If it can keep my hands clean and save me time, I'm using the KitchenAid mixer. So I used it there to shred the chicken for the Greek chicken bowls. A little update on Bonnie's feeding. If you've been following along, he has been doing wonderful with his feeding. Just this past week, he's had a meatball, egg salad, a biscuit with ground hamburger, a sweet potato. And I do put it all in the food processor, but he's enjoying it. Black beans, he used to love black beans, and I could tell he was actually enjoying eating them. So it has been such an answered prayer that we've been going through this now for over 2 years with him, and I'm just so thankful that we are getting to a point where we can add nutrition into his diet, and it's not all coming from Pediasure. I'm just so thankful. I cannot resist kissing those cheeks, but sometimes he's had enough of mom's kisses, as you can see. Thank you so much for watching my video. I want you to know that I'm so thankful that you're here and that you're seeing a peek into my family life and hearing more about us. Just so that you're here watching us means so much to me, and I really do appreciate it. I hope you subscribe to be alerted for future videos, and you can also find me over on my blog at wholehomerevival.com and on Instagram at wholehomerevival. Have a lovely day.